Good morning, YouTubers. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining me. It is a gorgeous Friday out there. It is a bit smoky here because of the wildfires. And one thing people need to understand that they don't understand when it comes to Mother Nature is that man is puny in comparison to things like wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes. Man is nothing in comparison to Mother Nature when it comes to brute force and power. Now, these forest fires, I think one way of cleaning or organizing these forest fires, because they're costing millions and millions of dollars to battle these forest fires, I think one thing they could start doing is start cleaning some of the forests with dry brush, debris, and I think it would cost a lot less than battling the fires if they clean the forests, and you'll have less fires. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's a lot of brush, debris, trash left by puny humans, and and stuff like that. Papers blowing in the wind, plastics stuck on trees, stuff like that. When you get out in the woods, you start finding remnants of human destruction or human waste, leftovers, or whatever you want to call it, that we leave a trail of everywhere we go as human beings. So I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. You know, cleaning up the forests, I think, is a big start to start helping combat forest fires. Sorry guys, I just threw up my my new I went to go pick up a new cell phone holder here, and I have it recording front and back, so I use it as my you know, somebody went through a red light when I was, you know, or somebody, you know, pedestrian, you know, that kind of thing, just to protect me, or somebody ran into my car. I don't know if you guys ever watch YouTube and you see people running into a car on the street to try and get insurance. Like, the car slows down, sees them running toward, then the person runs towards the car and then jumps on the hood. I'm like, are you effing serious? Like, it's gotten that bad where people are desperate for money. Anyways, sorry. Had some breakfast this morning, so I want to ask you guys, you know, this forest fire thing is a big deal, and I think a lot of the towns and a lot of the municipalities don't have the funds to fight these kind of fires. And we're talking horrific fires, you know, like big ones. And we got a couple of hundred going around right now in the province. And luckily we've had a good summer when it came to fires. We didn't have a lot of smoke this year here in Merritt. Other parts were devastated with fire. And you get a lot of those off-gridders, eh? Those people wanting to live off-grid, and oh, it's so good to live off-grid, and you don't have to worry about, you know, anybody. You can live in the woods. No. If you live off-grid and you're in the woods and you're, I don't know, within 3 meters of a tree or 4 yards of a tree, guess what? There's a 50% chance you'll lose that place. And I'm not trying to be negative about it, because one time per year, there's a 50% chance you might lose your off-grid place because of forest fires. Depending on how dry, though. Depending on how dry of an area you're in, you know, will impact how much damage you'd be looking at in your area. So there's quite a few good firefighters I know here in town. They're hardworking. They're really good guys. A lot of them shop at my shop and pick up stuff, you know, when they're off and stuff, when they're waiting. But everyone's out. No one's breaking. Everyone's working. I think it's 14 days on, 3 days off. And then 14 days on, 3 days off. So none of them are resting right now. A lot of them are on the scene right now. So, yeah, I think the whole forest fire thing, like I said, mankind or humans, we're just puny in comparison to nature. And that's what people keep forgetting. And, you know, we keep thinking that we are so inferior and powerful and yeah. So, yeah, that lady was surprised I let her in. there was a lady trying to turn right. So I stopped and let her in. She looked at me like, "Oh, really? You're letting me in? Thank you." You know? So, you get a lot of that. People are so surprised. It is a small town mentality, and I learned to ease up a bit on the driving from coming from the city, because I know when I was living in the city, it was on guard and ready to flip somebody off. But it's a little bit different here. You don't get that kind of mentality here. You don't get the people looking at you like they're mad at you from other cars. Everybody looks kind of down to earth, happy here. You know why? It's because the debt load isn't as high here. People been living off the debt loads of their homes in Vancouver, living off the equity, and now that home prices are bottoming out, a lot of people are starting to get worried, and you start seeing it in their faces, and it's an eerie feeling that you get all around when things start to go south, right? You could feel it. You could see it in people's. You could hear it in people's voices. You could feel it and see it in their reactions. Anyways, I'm here at the shop. I'm gonna go. I got some things to list on eBay. eBay is on fire, guys. Watch my building a series from home, and then I got my building a series from scratch series that I'm doing here. Watch those series, guys. You'd be very surprised of. I'll do some numbers for you guys. Let me give you a year end on eBay. Let me get a year end first. I've only been doing it 6 months, and a good 6 months. Because I was so heavily restricted the first 3 months till I proved myself to them. I really want to show you guys what I've been up to and some of the numbers I brought, and you guys will be like, "What?" I know. Doctors would be like, "I became a doctor for what? I could be selling on eBay from home." Anyways, guys, comment below. Let me know. Thanks for watching.